Abigail, for sure, was my favorite movie of the year until...
We got a problem. 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 It's probably you. Yeah. We got a problem. We got a problem. Yeah. We got a problem. We got a problem.
Yo, what up, people? Cobra Star Green back with you another video day. Look, y'all first time finding my channel. You know that for your boy, hit that subscribe button. Also the video. Yes, today, if you guys have not noticed, we're talking about the new Universal film Abigail. As you guys see right here, it opens up this Friday in theaters as I'm recording this. We're going to talk about it now. This is going to be a spoiler review. I don't do a lot of these. I used to do a lot of these, but the reason why I'm doing an Abigail spoiler review is because there's some things I kind of want to talk about that if I don't do a spoiler review, I can't say, you know what I'm saying? And also on double toast is when the non-spoiler review is. So why not just make the spoiler review over here, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be like a little bit of a spoiler review. Talk about some things I can't talk about with a non-spoiler review. And we gonna get into this, you know what I'm saying? So as I said in the intro, Abigail for sure was my favorite movie of the year. Until a certain point, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about everything. Now, I felt like, if you're watching this, you might have already seen the movie, who knows? But I'll just say, I feel like the best way to experience this movie, Abigail, is to have not known nothing before walking into it. See, this Abigail movie, I didn't know a single thing about this movie. I didn't know who the cast was. I didn't know the summary of this movie. I didn't see a trailer. I didn't know nothing before I walked into this. And I had the best time watching it. I had the best time watching it. Yo, I really had to, bro. I'm watching a movie and I'm having to catch myself. I'm telling myself like, yo, I'm really having a blast watching this film right now. And this is the most amount of fun I've had watching a movie in a while, like since last year, you know what I'm saying? So let's just break this down, man. Look, so like I said, I didn't know anything before walking into it. I didn't know that there was gonna be vampires in this movie. I didn't know that the cast was gonna be stacked. I didn't know none of that before I walked into this. And I think, like I said, I think that's the best way to actually view it, because I felt like, it's funny, I watched the trailer after I left the movie, and I was like, damn, I probably wouldn't like this movie as much if I would have watched the trailer beforehand. Because the trailer that let out now, y'all gotta stop doing this on your trailers, but the trailer kind of gives away a lot if you really think about it. The trailer showcases that she's a vampire. It showcases like this whole entire plot and how they're setting everything up. And I'm like, damn, if y'all would have just hid that, like how y'all did, or how this movie called Barbarian did it, how it kind of hides everything and hides the real plot and what's really going on from the trailer, I think this would have been, I think walking into this, people would have been like me, just so excited walking out. You know what I'm saying? But I think what they show in the trailer is they show a little too much. They already give away, because the plot twist for me was that she was a vampire. I didn't know that, you know what I'm saying? But it gives it away in the trailer. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's probably what they should have not done. They probably should have just kept it mysterious, like, yo, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't really explain it. But no, they full on say she's a vampire. And all right. Enough of that. Let's just get into it. Look, I'm gonna tell you guys why I think this was my favorite movie of the year. Well, actually, it might still be my favorite movie of the year. I'll tell you guys. Not only does this movie have a really great cast and everybody does their parts perfectly. You have great acting. You have great charisma within each character. I think the biggest thing like in this movie, one of the biggest things, was how each character was able to play off one another. I think it worked so well and it felt super authentic. You know what I'm saying? As I'm watching it. But not only that. But I think one thing that might get swept under the rug when watching this movie that's not on the surface of everything else, I don't think, is just the humor, the comedy. That played a huge part in this movie for me. It would have made the movie even more fun to watch. Now, I know humor and comedy can be very subjective. You know what I'm saying? Like, I talked to somebody after the movie, and he was like, oh, yeah, I wasn't really feeling the comedy. I was rarely laughing. And I was like, well, damn, that's me. Usually when I see a movie, I'm not laughing a lot because the jokes ain't hidden for me. But in this movie, in Abigail, these jokes were hitting for me. I'm like, man, like, you got this creepy vibe going on, but the humor is it's perfect. It just fits so perfectly where I was just able to have fun with it all. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like, the mixture of the two, like, sometimes it doesn't work, because the director don't know how to make it work right. But this was just, it just fit. It fit. I'm gonna say it fit and it worked. And that might be something that people might overlook, but I was laughing throughout this entire movie. So those are things that really like, those are some of the things that really like propelled this movie and made this movie better than I expected it to be. I'll just say the biggest drawback with this movie, I'll get it out the way early and then we'll talk about everything else. The biggest thing I did not like about this movie is for the first hour and 20 minutes, it's pretty much setting up, because this is a spoiler review, so it's setting up. God damn it. Shut up! Damn! Alright. But for the first like hour and 20 minutes, it's setting it up as pretty much our characters, our crew, having to just escape the house from this one particular girl, as you see right there. That's pretty much what it is for like the first hour and 20 minutes. And I was digging that. I'm like, yo, stay here. Like, make it like they're stuck in this house and they have to escape this vampire girl. I'm loving this. And then the movie said, but we got more. And I'm like, no. So I think the movie really like flips on its head when I don't even know how to say his name. I love this actor, but I swear to God, I don't know how to pronounce his name right. But I think the movie like really like kind of stops in his track when why you say his name? He was on he's in everything. Breaking Bad, he's ruined to play Professor X, all that. Y'all know him right here. I don't know. I'm dyslexic, y'all. Get off my ass. I don't know how to say his name, but I love him as an actor. I'm so sorry. Janicio, see, I don't know. I don't know. I love him though. He's a great actor. But when he shows back up in the movie in like the third act, I think that's when the movie kind of like, because the movie kind of shifts when he turns. Because it turns into, this is spoilers, but he's a vampire too. You know what I'm saying? And he wants revenge on Abigail. And I'm like, why? No, y'all had something going. Like, our crew trying to escape her, that's your story. That needs to consistently be your story. But now y'all are shifting and you're like, all right, we're bringing him in the movie now. We're bringing him back, I should say, because he pretty much plays cameos in here. But yeah, he's a vampire and he wants to make other people vampires too, so he can get revenge on Abigail. And I'm just like, y'all don't need this. This is so unneeded right now, and this is really ruining the movie for me. And the movie just keeps going because it's like, yo, all right, we started this, we got to keep it going. So yeah, he makes somebody else a vampire. I forgot the actor's name, but he makes him a vampire, and then it just kind of goes off that way. And it just turned into like an Avengers flick at the end of the movie. And I was like, wow, y'all were like, it was grounded, but it wasn't grounded. You know what I'm saying? Like in the beginning of the movie, like first 40 hour 20, it's vampire, so it ain't grounded. But it's like, okay, like I could see this really kind of playing out if vampires were real. You know what I'm saying? And then once they started introducing all this other crap, I'm like, no. I'm like, you're losing me here. You're losing me. So yeah, and then not even that, but like at the end of the movie, Abigail's father shows up, and I was just losing touch. I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, what? Because now they tease her father throughout the entire movie, but I'm like, we don't need to see him. I'm like, yo, y'all are ruining this for me. But that's just the thing. Like the last act, I did not like. Okay, I'll say that. But them first two acts, I was having a blast. Now let's get into why I was having so much of a blast. Now, first thing, the cast of this Abigail movie, they was on one. So let's talk about them first. So first of all, we gotta talk about the little girl that plays Abigail. Now, in real life, I don't want to see her because now she's gonna scare the living crap out of me after I just seen this Abigail movie. But Alyssa Ruri, I think that's how you say her name. I'm dyslexic, y'all, so don't stop. But her, this is the first movie I've ever seen her in. She's very, very young, and I think as the movie progressed, she got better and better and better and better. Because at first, I'm like, I know she young, but I'm like, that acting, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's not really there. But as the movie progressed and she became more of a vampire and she got into her ballerina stuff, I was like, this is doing it for me. I'm like, this is working. And for this being the first time I've actually seen her in a movie, especially being a very young age, I think she did great, and I'm excited to see what she's actually able to do next. Because her whole stick is she's a ballerina dancer / vampire, and I think she plays both of those so well. Like, I could see really both sides, and it really, really works well. Now, someone else in this movie. Now, you've seen her in Scream. I think that's the most recent thing I've seen her in was Scream, but she's been in a lot of other things. Melissa Brewery, I think that's how you say her name. Like I said, you've seen her in Scream, right? As you see, actually, this is right here. This is Scream right here. But her character is weird because, like, when you really break her character down, her character is kind of stupid. So her character, all right, so her character is pretty much going through, like, she kind of like abandoned her son, right? And she feel like she's been a terrible mother to her kid. And as she's talking about what's going on, in my mind, I'm thinking, like, why don't she just go talk to her son? Like, it kind of just seems simple. Like, all these problems she has, she could literally talk to her son and resolve all of them. But she's not doing it. And it's funny. All the other characters in the movie are telling her to go talk to her son. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it should be so, like, her character should be so simple. But it's like, she don't want to do it. So, like, and the movie kind of follows her because she kind of knows the most about all this stuff. She's the smart one. She's the medic, you know. But look, from an acting standpoint, I think she did great. From a character standpoint, they could have written her a lot better. I'll just say that. They gave her some weird dialogue too. There was some dialogue they gave her that was like, oh my God, y'all had to go this route. You're like, let's go kill us a witch. Or I don't know. They said something goofy. She had a couple goofy lines too. And I was just like, y'all pulling me back. Y'all pulling me every time I try to leave. A nigga pulling me back. You know what I'm saying? So like, y'all pulling me back with it. But yeah, from an acting standpoint, I think she did completely fine. It's a big cast. I'm not going through everybody. Now, I did not know this actor passed away in real life, but he was my favorite character in the movie up until he died. He was the first one to go too. I was like, God damn. Angus Cloud. To me, he kind of looks like Mike Miller, but yeah, he passed away. Actually, at the end of the movie, it says in loving memory, and I was like, Angus Cloud. I was like, he died. And I looked it up afterwards, and I was like, "Oh, so he died last year." I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "That sucks." I'm not talking about why he died, but yeah, he passed away. But his character is fun. I'm not gonna lie, because he really brings the comedy relief out of everybody that in this movie. He brings it the most, the comedy, and it's just like a laid back comedy too. Like it looks like he's high while he's high or he's drunk while he's talking to the other crew. And I think he played it so well, man. Rest in peace to him. He was actually younger than me when he passed. He was 25. I was like, damn. But yeah, he did a great job. He was in the movie a lot because, like I said, he died first. But he brings that comedy and he brings it so well, and it works so well. So I think he might be one of y'all favorite characters, but he's not in there a lot. Now, last character I do want to talk. Well, actually, no, I think that's probably about it. Because you have other crew members, but well, I guess I could talk about one more character. Because you got Kevin Durant, I think that's how you say his name. Dan. I'll talk about Dan Stevens real quick. You also have William Catlett, I think that's how you say his name. But Dan Stevens is actually also one of the big players in Abigail. Because at the end of the movie, he's the one that becomes a vampire at the end of the movie. Wow, they give it away in the freaking trailer too? No way. I'm just looking this up. So he becomes a vampire at the end too, and he becomes like one of the villains. He becomes like the main villain. And pretty much Abigail and Melissa end up just teaming up together. You know what I'm saying? Or Joey, whatever their name was in the movie. They end up teaming up, and they go against him. And like I said, I was kind of losing focus there. I'm just like, y'all have something here. Why are we doing too much? I think y'all really had a great premises. But let's talk about his character. his character, like, they kind of get into his backstory. He was a detective that got too goddamn close. And I kind of like what they did with his character. I like his character because his character is like, I wouldn't say reasonable, but it's more like I wouldn't even say follow him, but he's more like, yo, I want to get stuff done. You know what I'm saying? Like, Melissa's like, yo, I'm gonna sit back, y'all do y'all thing. He like, nah, let's go kill this chick. You know what I'm saying? So I did like his character. He was my favorite. I think my favorite was Angus Cloud's character, but he does his thing. But I'll just say, like I said, man, the action here was actually really done well. I think the effects were really done well, especially on Abigail and how she was like a vampire. I think that was really done well. I'm not sure if that was practical or if that was special effects. I'm not sure which way they went. But they did a really great job with that. But like I said, man, this movie, it blew me away. That first hour, 20 minutes, I was having the most amount of fun I've ever had probably watching a movie. I was blown away. And I'm like, this is Universal doing this. Universal ain't blew me away like this in a minute. And they were doing it. But it was like somebody else. It was like they had a scriptwriter for the first hour and 20 minutes. And then he got fired or something. And then they were like, yo, you come here. Come finish this script. Because he didn't finish it. They gave it to somebody else that did Avengers movies. He was like, oh, okay, I can work with this. And the last 20 minutes just don't do it. Because it's like you're making a completely different movie in the last 20 minutes. And I did not like that. I like what y'all had going, not how y'all ended. So if I'm getting my rating, like I said, the premise pretty much is, I mean, they actually kind of say it. I think they kind of show it to you in the trailer, because pretty much the premise is like, you got all these characters and they're kidnapping this young girl, right? But they're kidnapping her for $50 million, which is around $7 million a piece for each one of them. And that's pretty much why they're doing it. But they don't understand that, like, yo, this little girl's a vampire. Or at first it's like she describes who her father is, and her father is like a mob boss or something like that, somebody you should be very afraid of. So that's pretty much the whole entire story. But it's them trying to escape her, and that's what it should have stayed as. But it didn't end up that. It didn't end up being that. So it is what it is. I love the movie still. I'm giving it a strong ass. I wanted to give this a 10 out of 10. I swear to God, but I gotta give it an 8.5 out of 10. Still not a bad rating. It's probably one of my favorite movies of the year still. But I wish if it would just stay where it was at and just kept going, it'd have been a 10 out of 10 in my book. But it didn't. It had to turn into the Avengers or whatever. Like Ninja Turtles. I had the same problem with Ninja Turtles. The latest one, where it was like, all right, it's chill at first, and that last act, it's just blowing everything up. Like, why are we doing this? Like, that's one thing I hate about that movie. I hate about Abigail. Same thing. But hey, y'all first time finding my channel, hit that subscribe button on the video. Tell me your thoughts, complaints, criticism, stuff like that down below. We'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.